So we're back here on another Couch Coach Live. We're back here on the final live show of the year of 2021. What's going on, Maui?
Oh, I'm good, man. How you doing? You look nice over there, man.
I'm good, man. Yeah, I got
You
my from,
look.
from the Avenue,
Yeah. I got my from the avenue.
from the
You
Avenue
know,
merch,
right? We
from
always
the
gotta have
Avenue.
one of those. We always gotta have those iconic moments on
Yeah,
the Couch Coach Live show. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now, maybe
from
one day, B, we can go back and put some shows together so we really can let people know our foolishness that we done been
exactly. Yeah,
through.
some
you know.
clips. I know, right? If they look at our week, especially our week NFL picks, probably dating probably from
hmm
week 3 or week 4, we went straight
hmm
down, and every time,
hmm
I remember when Justin Herbert was coming to the Avenue.
Right, right, right,
Aaron Rodgers
right,
coming to the Avenue.
right,
A
right,
lot of
right,
guys came to
right,
the Avenue. Patrick Mahomes went to the Avenue and
right,
lost.
right,
So a lot of guys went to the
right,
Avenue.
right,
So
right, right. I remember, look, I was just talking to somebody when we went on Comcast TV those two times,
yeah.
and I was like, if you'd have seen Coach's face, because Coach was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, like what's really going on, and then once you got past that first one, you was
Yeah.
definitely from the Avenue. You was ready, boy.
Yeah, I know, right? It took a little time. I ain't gonna front. That
right,
was a little bit of stage fright. Yeah, that was
right, right,
a new
right.
lane because at that time we really didn't. Well, because we did the lives, but
Uh huh.
like now what we do, we in front of a camera, so
Mm-hmm.
it's knowing how to look in front of a camera. Because remember they had
Right.
3 different camera angles. So back then, all we used to do was we just had the phone just having the
Right.
um panorama of just the whole studio, including like the Lexi
Right.
logo and all that. So all of it's there. You just hear
Right.
us talking. It's kind of versus we didn't look in the cameras. So that
Right.
so that was yeah. So yeah, that was like our really our first time
Right.
actually being in cameras
Right.
and being like that. That yeah, it could be
I
it was really daunting.
I really felt like it was perfect training. Like you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like if you ever was to do something, you really want to go to another level to go in there and you have a producer and it wasn't hard. Like it
mm-mm.
was hard, but and you get nervous because you got that big camera on you. But
Yeah,
honestly, if you have somebody backing you up, keeping you structured, good
yeah,
chemistry with somebody, decent, really good producer, and I felt the first guy he liked us and
yeah,
he made us comfortable. But yeah, man, we got
yeah,
so much history now, man.
yeah.
What's going
And
on? What 5 years?
5 years in September. Yeah. Well,
Yep.
August probably. I think it was August. Yeah. No, no, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
No,
It
no,
was
we
like
started in
June.
June.
June,
Yeah, we
yeah, because
started in
that's
June
right
or
after
May. Right.
the NBA Finals. Yeah.
Right.
So that
Right. Yeah, I
that's
remember
when
that
you
now.
did your
Now I
show in
remember you.
September. Yeah.
Now I
Yep.
remember you. After the NBA finals.
Yep. It was during the NBA Finals. Yep. It was right. It was
right.
probably
Right.
a little bit right after.
Right.
That's yep. So yeah, and it was another thing too, like with it, because we was actually I was supposed to do a Comcast show.
Right.
I signed up for one. It was supposed to
Right.
be, I remember 3/6/2018. But
Right.
things happen.
Happened. Yeah.
The job going on the road,
Yeah.
so they kind of
Yeah.
put a kibosh on it. So that was another one where that was going to be a really interesting how
Right.
that would have happened. But like I say, some
Right.
things just don't happen. It is what it
Right.
is, and hey,
Look where you at
but
now. It's like you ain't even got
right,
to leave the house now. Now you could just
exactly.
from home, and you basically would have been doing the same thing. You
Yep,
know.
yep, and right, and they ain't got to go all the way out to the boulevard. to Arthur Ashe Boulevard and
right.
do my thing and be over
Right.
there and in Scott's Edition, trying to
Right.
find
Trying to
somewhere to
find a park.
park.
Trying to
A,
find somewhere to park. Right.
a
Right.
needle in
That's
the
exactly what I was about
haystack.
to say. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. So yeah, we definitely putting a bow on this week, on this year. Very interesting year to say the least. A lot of
Right.
things, but what we'll do, we'll just talk about our favorite moments of the year, some bold predictions. But another one where it kind of somewhat of a somber note. We found out the news yesterday of the passing of just a legend, just a legend of this of football and ambassador of the sport, John
Mhm.
Madden. John Madden yesterday passed away at the age of 85. Now, they just did a Fox documentary, All Madden, on Christmas Day, but to kind
Mm-hmm.
of go over, as far as what John Madden has done. Obviously, he was a former, at the time, Oakland Raiders head coach for 10 years. He won the Super Bowl with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Broadcasting from 1979 to up until I think 2009, technically. He
Mm-hmm.
had a stint with obviously with CBS from 79 to 93,
Mm-hmm.
Fox from 94 to 2001, ABC from 2002 to 2005, NBC. The last pit stop was from '06 to '08, but he did do the Super Bowl on February 1st of 2009, which was officially his last um, last broadcasting call.
Mm-hmm.
Just I think he had 16 Emmy nominations. Actually, in the Hall of Fame twice.
Wow.
2002, he was a part of the Pete Rozelle Radio Television Award in 2002, and then ended up being inducted in Canton in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and like you said earlier, he passed away yesterday. So Mal, what's your thoughts on Madden and just his impact? Your thoughts about Madden?
Well, okay. When I think of John Madden, man, at first, I didn't know much about him. I did hear that he had coached the Raiders.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a few people, and they said when they think of him, they do think of Raider Nation, like pure Raider Nation. But they also said that they thought that he was funny. So he brought an entertainment um, element to the NFL. You know what I mean? And made it homely and made it very humble, made it even though he was a celebrity, he seemed like somebody that you can kind of like talk to, approach. He seemed very real. Like it was funny, man, because I heard him talk about I think he a turducken, right?
Yeah,
And he
sure.
was
Yeah.
trying to right, and he was explaining it, and I was like, oh, that's a Red Fox joke when he talk about Ripple. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He said I like to drink Cripple, which is cream and Ripple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
you took that element, and then and I'm a really throw it to you because I know from a sports standpoint you know more. Um, I feel like he's an icon for me. There's a lot of icons in my life, like Johnny Carson, uh um Donnie Simpson from Video Soul.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Legendary.
Like to sit
Hmm.
like Arsenio Hall to sit on that couch and have him talk to you. I
Yeah.
felt like when I watched Randy Moss talk and to hear um, Madden speak to him, I felt like that was part of his goals or his dreams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To hear John Madden say his name at a Thanksgiving game. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I put him there, and then I look at him as he's an innovator because he was able to revolutionize um, gaming. So he took the NFL and introduced the sport to a whole nother generation that might not even um, thought of the NFL. I heard McPhee speak today, and he was saying he wasn't a gamer. So he said he told a story about him playing the game with his brother, and his brother was very good at video games. And he
Hmm.
said, "I'm kind of pissed off." He said because if I'd have knew after watching that documentary, if I'd have knew all this information, I definitely would have probably. He said literally that video game he played with his brother probably would have made him a better NFL player. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
And then um it's weird because I feel like once he sold the rights to EA Sports, I think that game changed a lot. Because you
Yeah.
remember this? Remember, I always say this when I watch NFL now. Why aren't you kicking the field goal? Why aren't you
Hmm.
punting? And I say,
Yeah.
I would be like, man, they're playing Madden, right? But they're not playing Madden. They're playing EA Sports football because when I played Madden back in the day and did that, John Madden would say, why is he doing that?
Yep.
He should be punting the ball. You know what I mean? So he definitely was trying to teach you how to genuinely play football because he has one of the most brilliant football minds. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Hmm.
to the point now, man. Like he you can't even say like when you say iconic names, you got to say him, especially
Yeah.
when it come to video games, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That video game. saved so many lives and kept so many people out of trouble. I don't even think people understand that.
Yeah.
Think about how many dudes you know with troublemakers, and they get that one. People that would could be enemies end up playing Madden, end up becoming best friends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's. I don't think, and it wasn't like that before. A lot of games, it was Madden. When everybody understand it, it was Madden
Yeah.
that saved a lot of lives, changed a lot of lives. Gang bangers, dudes that so I'm serious, man,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
kept them
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
trouble, and kept them out of trouble. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna throw it to you because I know you got a lot
Yeah.
more. But you know what I'm saying, rest in peace, John Madden.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I find, even though now I'll get to the part of like with man, 'cause I know I really kind of didn't put that
Right,
in the intro, but I
right.
discuss that as well. What I
Mhm,
find interesting is the documentary.
mhm,
Actually, and so crazy because I actually watched the documentary yesterday.
mm.
Because I recorded it. Because I
Right.
knew because Christmas I was actually going to a relative's house, so I knew in transit I was gonna miss it, so I was gonna DVR it. And watching it now is like and it's crazy because I know Fox advertised it, you know, since the beginning of the season, and you just think honestly, he was 85. I'm like, I just hope he's able to be able to watch this,
Mhm,
and so the fact of seeing that, I think you got to really think to yourself, there was a reason why this documentary was made. It was perfectly timed because it let him know that he got his
yeah,
flowers on earth. And I
yeah.
think that's why I look at, and I hate to kind of compare the two, but I look at like the situation like with LeBron James when he broke Kobe's record. Like, he can find solace in the fact that he gave him flowers and Kobe actually knew it. Obviously,
Mhm,
the day after his passing, but in
mhm,
theory, he knew that LeBron knew, Kobe knew what LeBron meant to him, so he gave his
mhm,
flowers then. So I always look at
mhm,
those type of situations where, even though we look at the timing of it, but it was just right. He knew, he was able to kind of lead this earth knowing that, hey, my impact, I can see it. It's a tangible. I can see the impacts, but my peers, people,
right.
my former players. I mean, his at the time his bosses, his people from Fox,
Mhm,
CBS, all of them, players that he covered, everything, just about anybody in every level, and I think what's the beauty of John Madden too, that documentary, it shows you how many people he touched in so many different generations.
mhm,
Obviously, like with me being a millennial, I don't remember obviously with the Oakland Raiders coaching
mhm.
situation.
Right.
I really don't remember the CBS him, but I really remember obviously the Fox, then going to Monday Night Football, and then going to Sunday
Mhm,
Night Football. So I knew him more so of like how I got a tail of him and Pat Summerall, but
mhm,
I was able to experience that his broadcast exploits on the primetime games, which that's another thing too, where those were events. I don't think people fail to realize, like, even though I think about it now, where you know I didn't think of it then in theory, but I always used to watch every Monday Night Football game,
mhm,
regardless who was playing, and also Sunday Night Football game when he went to NBC. So you just
mhm.
look at how great he is as far as a broadcaster, and he made it fun. He made it to a point where you want to
Right.
sit down and watch the game. He had perfect timing, comedic timing, and then like the
Mhm,
telestrator, because now it's so crazy. Like we talk about Mike Fratello as a czar, the telestrator.
mhm.
Mike Fratello is the remix. John Madden is Godfather the Telestrator. I don't care what no one
Mhm.
says. So you look at that. I don't know if people remember Mike Fratello, but shout out to Mike Fratello. But remember the former Cavs coach and the Hawks
Yeah, I
coach,
know exactly
and
who
then
he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
I know
So
exactly.
they used to call him that.
Right.
So you look at that, and you just look at, and then just the frames, like what he would say, like boom, and then even
Mhm,
just like him being such a pitchman for so many companies, where one of the most when it comes to brands and it comes to slogans and stuff, you can't beat tough acting to acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always remember that. So I don't like. I'm telling you, you can literally go to any store. You can go to a grocery store or a drugstore, or pharmacy, or whatever. You see Tenactin, what you think of? Tough acting Tenactin.
Right.
You can't
You
you
crazy,
can't
dude.
right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then obviously with the broadcasting, then also with the game, which I kind of like I said, I kind of missed that part in the intro. But the game, like you said, it makes it fun. It makes it enjoyable. Like you say, even the OG games, like when you had Pat Summerall and Madden calling those games, and
Mm-hmm.
we had it good. I don't think that's one thing too. Now looking back at that type of situation, we
Mm-hmm.
had it good. Like when they were
Mm-hmm.
calling the games and how just that sporty, how that game evolves, like to a point where I mean, Madden is like the game itself was like an institute. It was like a tradition. Like we would, I think even up until my early 30s, I would still go to GameStop at midnight for the
Right. Get the game.
release.
Right.
And that used to be by far the highlight of my summer. Now, just imagine you're a 20.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah,
with you.
just imagine you're a
Uh-huh.
20-year-old,
Right.
handsome man, and your favorite event of the summer. We talk about sundress season, hot girl
Right.
summer, Madden release.
Right.
That's all I
It's
cared about
two
all summer.
things we have to say from our generation. It's two
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple of them out there, but the two classic things is is waking up to get them Jordans and
Mm-hmm.
getting that Madden. Yeah, it's
Yep.
2K now and some other stuff, but it's
Yeah.
damn sure them Jordans and it's that Madden, B. I'm
Yep.
telling you, man. I
Yeah.
don't think
And
people understand that damn game brung so many people together, man.
yeah. 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 It is. It's like you said, Madden is just, and like you said, and like I talked about it last night. I tweeted out last night. His impact spans generations. You got,
Hmm.
you think about it. One generation looks at him as a former head coach. One
Right,
see him as a broadcaster, and
right.
some just see him as just he's the face of the NFL game that is
You
Madden
know,
that has his name on it. So,
wh- right.
mhm.
We're not calling games, but I do believe he is one of the reasons why we're sitting here having a conversation that we're having. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And be
yeah,
able to express ourselves the way we're expressing it because he had. I don't hear anything too much negative about him. Like, you know
yeah,
what I'm
not at
saying?
all.
Like from all. So one of the things I saw today, I watched his greatest moments, and they show
Hmm.
a clip of him talking about the defensive coordinator, Bill Belichick, and he was saying how when you do plays, you had to learn how to draw up plays holding the clipboard upside down
Yeah,
so they could see it. And he said, man, this guy's 38 years old, and they're already saying that he's going to be a head coach. So then I watched Bill Belichick said, Bill Belichick, he said he was so unique with his recruiting when it
yep,
comes to his coaching. He said because he was one of the ones that actually would go to the HCBU, to the black colleges and recruit there.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And he
hmm
was like he was one of the first ones, and once his recruiting process was real well. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yep,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Man.
And yeah, and you just look at just and from a broadcast standpoint, because what's funny is when I was coming up, because I really started loving sports maybe like about 94, 95. So I was
Hmm.
like 10 or 11 years old. So I loved basketball because it was simple. Because you think
Right.
about it, it's simple. All you got to do
Hmm.
is, hey, you shoot the basket, you get 2 points or 3 points. You dribble,
Hmm.
you rebound. It's simple. But as I became probably more so like maybe about teenage, that's when I started loving football. Football was kind of, I used to think it was really complex. Like I don't understand it. He was one of the ones that you look at. He made it fun because football is complicated. Let's keep
Hmm.
let's keep it a buck, especially
Yeah.
for like a teenager. Just the
Hmm.
complexity of football itself is really to grasp certain concepts. But you just look
Hmm.
at it like here, where I'm not saying I'm just gonna be a couch coach take, but I can read defenses like because
Right. Right.
because of John Madden,
Done Madden.
like
Right.
straight up, like
Right.
I try to lay off my mantra, but I know how to, I know what
Right.
to look for, especially
Right.
I still play man to this day, and I like okay, so I know how to read defenses. I know okay, that safety jumping over there. All right, attack my guy, run it
Right.
out because I know the safety deep. And guess what? I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna have that safety on a cloud of dust
Right. I'm
because I know
telling
how
you.
to read that defense to the T.
Right. That's science. And the deeper they got with that game, there's a lot of dudes that never played football, but they have a net of actually putting plays together.
Yep.
Um, and playing that Madden game and that
Yep.
science of that Madden game that they got jobs in the NFL or coaching some football
Yep.
team. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Their only issue is, but that'll come, but they really do have a football mind. They're not in like a natural science mind pertaining to football. And that's why I said it was so important. Like, because you got to understand the game before that was sports talk, John Madden sports talk.
Yeah.
He throws the ball to Jerry Rice. Like, it was horrible. It was horrible. And then before that, the classic Super Tecmo Bowl and Tecmo Bowl. No, my bad. Before Tecmo Bowl,
Yeah.
it
It
was
was.
1st and 10.
Yep.
Wow, it
I
was
remember. Yeah.
horrible. That was my
Yep.
game, though. I ain't gonna front.
But
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But
Yeah. And like you
yeah,
said,
man.
and I just found it so amazing. Like he had guys, obviously, and then and the funny thing too, and I sit down and think about like even his coaching days, who he coached, and guys who he's had, who now have impacts. Even one like Gene Upshaw.
Hmm.
Also another one, rest in peace, Gene Upshaw. But I look
Hmm.
at him as a pioneer figure because he's now what Demore Smith is, the leader of the Play Association. He's
Hmm.
and Charlotte, like I think like me and JP always champion a guy like him because everybody used to hate Gene Upshaw, but I'm like, he's kind of reason why guys are getting paid the way they are current day. Like
Hmm.
there's levels to it. He was one of the ones that I think did a great job when it comes representing to the players. You look at like Art Shell, what he's done in the coaching world. I think he's the first ever African American coach to coach the coach the Raiders. I think, and then
Okay.
like Fred Bnivnikov, which that's the wide receiver and the best collegiate wide receiver. Gets that Frank Vanilla. I keep on butchering his name.
You
Bolitnikov.
good?
Bolitnikov.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so you look at those type of players he's coached and just the impact that he's had just in general. Like it's just it spans generations. And I think and I always tell people if you haven't seen All Madden, do yourself a
Yeah, I'm
favor.
watching it.
I
Yeah.
record on the DVR. I'm telling you, I will never ever delete that.
Right.
Comcast
I
gonna have
I
to
didn't even
they'll
know.
lock me up and throw away the key if you don't give me a copy of that All Madden if I have a Switch.
I'm upset because I didn't even know, man. Usually I know about stuff like that. That's my lane.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and I'm shocked because they've been advertising it since
right, yeah.
week one, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to Christmas. I can't not wait because I was like, I knew it was gonna be a certified what the folks call a certified banger.
Right. And I loved how they did it. They should really take that show and make that like a series. I seen a clip of it when Lawrence Taylor was talking. And to
Yep,
have it's funny because to me, that's how they shot the Colin Kaepernick movie, where he would sit there, he was talking, well, but he sat there and he would look in his past. And I
yeah,
think they should do it. A lot of people they should get their flowers to. They should do
yep,
exactly the same way, and that would be perfect because
yeah, it was
I know
perfect.
that should touch. I know that should touch his soul, man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh yeah, and then and then just the generations. I think even a guy like Lamar Jackson, who's with 24, 25, and he
Hmm.
always said his aspiration was they make it pro and then being Madden. And you even look
Hmm.
at now where guys are they take their Madden
Yeah.
their Madden rating serious to the heart. Like,
Hmm.
yo, I remember when they put Justin Herbert at 80, you would have literally thought the LA Chargers, everybody was like going off. Like it was, I remember when they had him at 80, you had
Hmm.
guys, I think it was like Keenan Allen, Derwin James, a couple guys from the Chargers, and they like, what? Like, you got my boy at
Right.
80? But Justin
You remember
Herbert,
that?
cool. It's like,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, Justin Herbert was cool with it. He's like, hey, I just gotta be better. Was
Right.
like,
You remember that commercial that I think it was a receiver for the Green Bay Packers, and he was talking to a EA Sports guy or something like that, and he was like, "Hey man, why is my ratings um 5 points lower than what it was last year, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Well, yes, you done lost a step or two, like or something
Yeah,
like that." He
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"What? What you
Right.
mean?" Like, you know what I mean? But
But
yeah, man.
yeah, yeah, man. It's just like you said, like I talked about it yesterday in the tweet, man. We definitely lost a legend yesterday, big time. We lost
Yeah, iconic.
an iconic figure that's even though he's been around for 85 years, but the mark he left is gonna outlive him. We're gonna be talking
Right.
about Madden 85 years from now, so
He
it's gonna
he has
outlive.
not he has not flown in a plane since I think they said
It's,
1979,
yeah, that's wild.
right? But the
Yeah.
crazy thing is, so they got this bus, and they said that, and
Yes.
to me, it makes so much sense about that bus because it remind me of the Madden bus where they used to play Madden
Yep.
on. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the crazy thing about that is that his wife had, um, she had her license to fly, like she could fly an airplane.
Isn't that something? Right.
Ain't that crazy? He's like,
Wow.
no, I'm
Right.
good. I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I do not. I don't blame him. If you get the access like that, I would do the same thing, honestly.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, and plus he had time. Most of us ain't got time like that. You feel me?
Right. I mean,
But
hey,
yeah, I would.
it is
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
love it. And shout out, and that's another thing too, where you just look at even the bus driver, the guy who is in this documentary. I feel like it's so
Word.
fascinating. That's why, like I tell people, please watch this. If you are a
Want to be.
football guy,
You
if you
go.
love
Damn.
football, if you love football, man, you gotta watch this. It's amazing. Like I said, it will forever be in my DVR. Um,
Right.
Comcast. If I ever leave Comcast, let me buy it.
He's so stupid.
That's how I
A guy.
feel.
They
Right.
were complaining today about a lot of younger generation don't know about his coaching, and I'm
Yeah.
like, a lot of older guys or whatever, and I was like, well, that's y'all fault.
Right.
Y'all should be. That's the only way we gonna know if y'all put it out there. Want to
Well,
hear that?
or guess what? You got this. This will tell you
Right.
anything. This will tell you
Right.
anything. You can go look at clips. You can look at documentaries. You can look
Right.
at America's game the year that they won the Super Bowl. No, you ain't got to go to the library and go to an encyclopedia and go through an index file and look for stuff.
Right.
You got this.
Right. Right.
You got this. You ain't got
Right.
to look up. Oh, where's B45625? Oh, that's right here to the left of the library. And you ain't got the index card system no more. You good. You got the
Right.
internet. You're lucky.
I'm like, wait, I'm a little tight, man, that I didn't know about it, but I'm gonna watch it though.
No,
I'm gonna
I mean,
watch
you
it.
talking about like you said, the generation didn't know, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, it's internet for that. But yeah,
Right.
definitely,
Right. Right.
yeah, yep, they can figure it out. Trust me. But yeah,
Right.
man, I'm actually on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get on the sticks today. I might get on the sticks
Real?
today.
I
And
was looking at
plus,
him talk about what turkey has 6 legs. Oh my god, what you do? What you got,
turkey
bro?
leg.
What-
Oh, 22, boy. 22.
Oh, you got it?
Oh yeah, you know me. Oh, I got 22. Yeah, I got man 22. Yes, sir.
What man?
Get on the sticks
I'm
with that. Get on the sticks with that tonight, probably.
so you. I know you from a generation. You an Xbox guy.
All right now. Yep. I'm gonna get the next one. Get the next generation one. I thought about
Okay.
getting a PlayStation 5, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stick with my Xbox.
Look, it's so silly, man. He's like, hold up now, hey, don't start that.
It's a war between Xbox and PlayStation.
I'm gonna probably get one of them virtual reality ones. I'll be one of them
Yeah.
idiots punching a wall.
But yeah, it was that was legendary. Yeah, what he's done is just legendary, and we really honestly we just scratched the surface, and that's the thing where you got a guy that's done so much. It's like we can
Hmm.
literally be here for hours and talk about his impact, but like we said, man, we lost a legend yesterday, and it's one of the things where God, just you think about this year 2021, all every icons that we lost this year too. So
Hmm.
this adds on to it. As far as
Right.
to put a bow on this year, it's just it's one of the things. Hey, but shout out to Mad, man. We definitely gonna
Right.
gonna get on the sticks and
That's crazy, man. I was sitting here thinking about that game. Like, I would really love to be for him to know, like, they had instant replay.
yeah,
None of games didn't have. They had you can huddle, you could spin, you could do all these different things that you don't. You was like, I remember we was playing. We was like, yo, you could do all this stuff. You could, you know what I
yep,
mean? Because you couldn't do that with the other games. You could,
yep.
I said, what's and then when you got
Oh,
hurt, you know what happened? When you got
yeah.
hurt,
The old one's ambulance.
the ambulance come
Ambulance.
over
I
real
used to,
rare, man.
yeah, ambulance come on the field, and that's funny. And that's the thing. That's the thing with man. It's just it's so many memories. Even though most of it's like video games. So I'm gonna get this. This one final thing. So
Okay.
and we did, and it's funny because we did a video game episode one time, and I always say like I always create a player on my end. So I
Hmm.
create my player. So this time, this might have been Madden, maybe 99. Because matter of fact, Plaxico Burris was a rookie. So I think they had to be like about 98, 99-ish, right around that time. So
Hmm.
I was backing up Cordell Stewart. I played for the Steelers, right? So I said, I'm going to be the backup. Cordell gets hurt. Yeah, Cordell gets hurt. Ambulance
Hmm.
come and get him, and then boom, I come in number 13 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, quarterback slinging that thing. So it's just like, they came and got Cordell in the ambulance, and I remember that I was like, "Oh damn, big
What
homie."
was
Well,
you
I didn't say
doing?
big homie, but I was like probably like 10, like 13 years old. But
Yeah, what
yeah,
was you doing? Slinging what?
playing the football. Bing, bing, bing. Because matter of fact, because Plax was a rookie, and I used to hit
Uh-huh.
Plax. Oh my gosh, like Plax was like a game breaker. Like if all I had to really do, I think I forgot what formation I had. It was like
Ooh,
four
boy, you
verticals.
funny.
I did four verticals to death, and I think that's before that was after Madden criticized you because he probably like, why in the hell is he throwing four verticals like 9 times in a
Right,
row?
right. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah,
was so right.
I used to
He was
have.
so
I used
right.
to. And it's funny. I used to do four verticals, so I had four receivers out. And Plax, I don't know for some odd reason, Plax was always open, and it's like it's
Hmm.
almost like I knew, like Plax was like such a like, and it's like how he was in real life, because all you had to do
Right.
was throw it up to Plax at that time, and it was game time. It was
Right.
when what the young kids call now demon time.
What? That's different. So fucking.
Football wise, come on now,
Oh,
knock it
okay.
off.
All
But
right.
but yeah, it was legit. But yeah, man. Well, yeah, that
Yeah, man.
was. But
You know,
yeah,
man,
definitely.
it's
Mhm.
sad that he left, but he was older and I'm happy. I hope that it was peaceful. He's
Yeah,
with the same woman for a long time, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And if there ever was a person that had his best life, you know
yeah.
what I mean?
And then that wedding anniversary
Was last week.
was
Last week.
Sunday, the
Yeah, yeah,
26th.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
boy, oh
But I'm
boy.
sure it looked like, man, they not telling us, but it's probably something that they knew was coming. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's something they knew was coming and that, it
Yeah.
was just the right time.
Yeah, man. Yep. And they knew. And like you said, well, I don't think they knew, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I
That's
mean.
why
You know what I mean.
and that's the thing too, where I kept on was like, oh please, like just make sure he able to see it. That was my biggest
Hmm.
thing, was I wanted him to at least see it, because that's major. A lot of people don't get their flowers while they're still living, you know. Especially if a
Hmm.
guy of his stature. Most time we get to a point where we'll say stuff, you know, after the fact versus,
Right.
him being able to, to hear, in his impact. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was a good thing, kind of a good thing to, let you know that you appreciate it. And then just the different types of generations. Like, I mean, everybody, boomers, Generation X, millennials,
Right.
what this get that was Gen Z, like 96 to 2000, whatever I think they Gen Z. I forgot what it is, but whoever's after the millennials is Gen Z, I think.
I just know, millennials. I'm.
Well, you almost at that. Well, you didn't make the cut. I think you Generation X.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost made the cut. You about a couple years from the cut. But yeah,
Right, right.
he was on the verge of it. Yeah, man, definitely huge shout out to the greatest football
Yeah,
man
man.
of all time, John Madden.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know, but
And
hey,
trying to get at the Bill Belichick, but it's John Madden, baby.
yeah,
John
yeah.
Madden. Look, it
So
was so
yeah,
funny. Before we move on, I was
yeah.
watching Bill Belichick, right? He was talking. He
Hmm.
said, "You know, I wanted to drama." He was really good, but I was just sitting like,
Right,
"Why? He don't have to talk that way." We saw you on NFL Network talking
right.
to Ed Reed and everybody. I was like, "Yo, this dude do got a personality."
Yeah,
Like,
he got a
he just
voice.
wanted to,
Right.
damn, time, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
man. Sound worse
so,
than Shaq.
so complex. A very misunderstood man in Bill Belichick.
Right.
But but yeah. So we gotta put a bow on this week, 2021. Keep on saying week, but the year of 2021. So
Mm-hmm.
your best NFL moments. What you got?
I got a couple, man.
Okay.
Uh, I'm gonna start off. Oh yeah, I got Gruden's emails. I'm
Yes.
just
Oh my
being
God.
honest,
That
B.
is
I'm just
crazy.
being honest. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell you, Snyder is got to be the best rope a dope dude ever. Like, like for real, B. Like, I don't know
That's
what this dude. This
ridiculous.
dude is. He got better defense than Floyd. Um,
Yeah, it's
Aaron Rodgers.
crazy.
Aaron Rodgers lying. You know what I mean? Um, uh, playing wise, I might say his name Jamal Agnew,
Oh
100
yeah,
yard, 109-yard TD run from the miss. I think it was a missed field goal.
yeah, because it was Jacksonville. Yep, because Arizona missed
Yeah,
that field
exactly.
goal.
Yeah, and and Antonio Brown's fake vaccination card.
Yo, that's wild. I cannot believe that's so wild that happened. That is so wild. Bro, I'm like,
That ain't the ghetto still. Say like, man, I'm
it
getting a fake
sure is.
vaccination card. Forget this.
It's almost on like he's taking McLovin to the next level.
Right. That's hilarious, man. Then you like, but it's all good. He got his 10 catches.
Yeah,
But
he
that's
go-
it for me.
he gonna get his. But you think about it now. Now with Chris Godwin, he gonna play significant role for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, big time going forward. I only really have one
Hmm.
major moment is the Washington football team winning the NFC East Championship in January of 2021 against the Philadelphia Eagles when
You found
times
a,
were a little bit
you
better.
literally found a way. You found a way.
I mean, yeah, that's the first time they won the division in 5 years. Of
You
course.
you squibbled and found a way that you could
Absolutely. It is a favorite moment of mine.
get. You
I
sure that
took the
wasn't December? You sure that wasn't December 24?
nope. Nope. That was nope. It was January the 2nd. 2021 on the Sunday Night Football. That was the final game, and just that day, that night alone, because it was so funny. Because obviously, if we would have lost, the Giants would have won the division. So Giants fans are like clamoring for us to lose. And you got
Yeah, I
Eagles,
remember that, man.
you got Giants fans rooting for the Eagles because
Yeah, I
they
remember
want to get
that.
in the playoffs. So that was so funny. And then that whole game alone, where you just like the ebb and flows of it, and then for us to prepare and actually win the NFC East championship, and you know, you gotta take these moments because not every year you're gonna get those opportunities. Like this
Right.
year, obviously we won't be making the playoffs, so I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that moment and take it in also, even in the loss, our wild card game against Tampa Bay. That was a it was it was somewhat it was weird. It was a game that after it was done, it messed me up for like a day or two. But then I
Mm,
was good because I was like, it's just like it's like it's over. It's now it's like oh the season is over, and you kind of get that feeling. But then after a few days, you're like, you know what? We fought hard in that game, and we just got to try to run it back next year. But obviously, we ain't running back. But
right. Tried. That
we
was fighting.
tried. Hey, we get we get a D minus for effort.
What's
But
your
hey,
man
we tried.
from what's your boy from the Carolinas that like the Eagles?
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Oh, cool. That's
cool.
right. Cool.
Yeah, cool. Cool McCain.
Man,
Yeah.
don't y'all play
Yeah.
each other soon?
Yeah, we
Oh,
play them
he.
Sunday, and so if they
Ooh.
win, I think if they win, and I think if they win and San Francisco win, they're in the playoffs, so they'll get the
Wow.
last playoff spot. So I mean, it is what it is. Even though I said they was gonna win 4 games, I stand by that. I said they'd be hard pressed to win 4 games, but hey, they might win 10 games
Right.
potentially. But no, they're not gonna happen. We'll play spoiler on Sunday, so it really don't matter. We'll play spoiler
That's crazy.
because ain't no way after
That
getting
we did not think the Eagles was gonna be where they had. I looked.
no,
I
not
said,
at all. That's
"Wow."
definitely not with that head coach.
But man, I was trying to be a little professional with this show, so I didn't necessarily go look at any Steelers to say, "Oh yeah, DJ Watt was clutch," but blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I knew you was gonna do that.
I am too. I'm really professional. I mean, I mean, I was. It is what it is. Like I mean, one of the greatest moments of the year for me. I mean, why not start the season? You know, winning the NFC East, and yeah, that's by far my that's my moment. I'm gonna stick to it.
Right,
I
right.
enjoyed it. Oh,
Hey,
man.
you let everybody know that you enjoyed, especially the beginning of the season. Boy, was you showing out.
Oh, well, first 4 games. Well, really, no. I mean, really nothing. I mean,
No,
preseason wise,
when it was me, you, and Cool, I think Bars too
we did an NFC
was
East
on the
preview.
show.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you was showing off. You was showing off.
yeah, yeah. Hey, it just didn't work out. But we'll be back next year. Trust me, we'll be back.
Yeah, I got you.
People don't think, yeah, that's the little flash in the pan. Eagles, yeah, great story, cute story, but
Whatever,
it's not gonna
man. My
last.
quarterback, my quarterback messed our whole joint up.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's gonna be hard to see him leave in 2 weeks, man. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be kind of
Oh,
sad.
Ben?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Should have been
I
gone.
mean, I know, but I'm just saying. I look
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
standpoint of just. I remember when he got drafted. Actually remember he's at Miami of Ohio. Like,
yeah.
and just it's like to me, I look at that type of stuff, especially a guy he's turning 40, so it's like, oh, I remember him from start to finish, and it's like, oh, this is the end for him, and and then he got to go to his last. This could be the last home game this week, and then he come to the Avenue in week 18. Go to the Avenue. We go to the
Man, I'm
go
just
to
happy that
the
they didn't find a way for them to get in the playoffs, man. Because if he'd have gotten the playoffs and they'd have won a game or something, they'd have
uh-oh.
been trying to get him to stay.
Right.
Shut up, Chris. You're so wrong,
I
man.
mean,
You
that's true
wrong,
though. I
man.
mean, you know how it
They'd have been
is.
trying to get him to stay. I was like, nah,
Get
you know.
right, get him to stay and act like as if all is good and this, that, and the third. But yeah, so we got to go into our favorite NBA moment. Let me pull that up. NBA moment. What you got?
Um, Mine was kind of a spectacle. I really like how this year, um, just like 2020 was like that too. I felt like it was a lot of teams were very competitive. I feel like this year is a merge of a lot of young players. So that's a big moment for me. Like I really see a lot of young players not being afraid of these older players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, and then every night, nobody. You know what's funny? Nobody's taking slack nights off. Like every night they're playing hard. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like sorry teams like Houston, like the Rockets, or teams that are young and you don't think Sacramento Kings. they really are playing their hearts out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely LeBron kicking the fans out. I thought that was great. About time should have been did that. I think
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is rubbing off on him on that from that standpoint. Um,
Yeah.
him doing his gestures. I was like, I missed that. That was great. Also, watching the Bulls. I picked them to be high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm really
Mm-hmm.
loving their chemistry. I'm
Yeah.
also loving how Caruso, like players like Caruso,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
they like that, and because the next time he's able to go get him a check,
Yep.
his negotiation, he's going to get paid. He's
Yep.
going to he's going to get a really good check because he's becoming a star in the league, and he's becoming very valuable now. You know what I mean? Um, what else do I got? Steph breaking the record, 3,000,
Yep.
breaking Ray Allen's record, him hitting 3,000 threes, and definitely LeBron getting up to what, 36,000 points now.
Yeah. 36. Yep.
Yep, and definitely him elbowing old boy in the mouth. I'm done.
But yeah, so I only had a few. Obviously, like you said, Steph Curry breaking that record 3 point, and we got to talk about that a couple weeks ago when he broke the record itself, and just the
Hmm.
simple fact of just the as far as having those type of celebrations where the stoppage of play. I like those type of moments where they able to kind of enjoy that moment where they took the
Hmm.
time. It's a couple celebrations that they had that I kind of was like, that certain players got from Akron, another guy from
Hmm.
Akron that I think when he surpassed certain records, I think they should have stopped the games for
Hmm.
breaking. Even though he didn't break the all time scoring record, but he passed on a couple. He passed on a couple of Hall of Fame elite guys, which I think that still is a thing that we should still celebrate. I think any type of milestone
Yeah.
needs to be celebrated. And I think that's another way of kind of what we talked about earlier about John Madden, where these players they work hard. They need
Hmm.
they need flowers as well, especially while they're still here. And
Hmm.
we learned that obviously now going on 2 years, almost 2 years in January, with the passing of Kobe Bryant. Like hey, we gotta start especially these athletes
Yeah, you're right.
as peers, that you
Hmm.
guys need to enjoy these moments with each other,
Hmm.
and that you are in a fraternity, even though you guys are competitors, but you all are part of a fraternity that's one of one when it comes to being NBA players. It's only a handful of guys could even actually make the cut, and
Right.
especially when you look at it in society. And then I think the Bucks winning the championship. I think that was another one too, where and it was crazy because and even the NBA Finals alone, where you had the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns, obviously the run that Phoenix has, you know,
Hmm.
it kind of came out of nowhere. And I hate, and I'm not gonna be the one that said they had so many obstacles because it just happens.
Right.
You look at what they accomplished, actually going to the NBA Finals since the first time since 1993. And then
Hmm.
even also their Western Conference opponent, the LA Clippers, a team that never made to the NBA Western Conference championship, and they were there, and fought pretty hard
Hmm.
to Game 6. Definitely thought that, but then the big story's got to be Milwaukee. I think, especially with them being down 2-0, being down 0-2. And then Giannis coming back, and it's crazy because we always want our superstars to perform in the big games. That Game 6, he scored 50 points. So
Right.
you look at that, and then it's great for a small market team like Milwaukee to win those championships, and it gives other teams hope.
Hmm.
Because we think about big market teams keeping their superstars. You got a guy that pretty much you look at that situation where he kind of came from, well, he can come from nowhere, but he was a guy that just developed and he worked hard. He took the lumps, he didn't, and I understand, I'm not trying to, throw shade at the current players, but
Hmm.
and it's rightfully so. He could have left, but he signed that big extension. He stayed. He wanted to
Hmm.
win a championship in Milwaukee, and and he won that championship. and definitely kudos to them, and 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 it really saving Mike Budenholzer's his for at
Right,
least a
because
year or two because he was
you
on
and
the
JB
verge.
said that y'all thought that he was gonna get fired regardless.
Yeah, because I thought I think I was gonna put it this way. I think if they would have lost in the finals, he would have got fired because I think but they persevered back in Game 6, and then won a championship. So that helped him tremendously. But
Mm,
I look at that from that standpoint. But yeah, those are kind of moments that I like with this league in 2021.
right,
So
right.
yeah,
Before you move, you right.
yeah,
One of the moments I liked of last year too in the NBA was the like I said, I have told the Hoopers that I felt like they needed to push, they need to make Trey Young and Booker
yeah,
um stars, and
yeah,
it's exactly what they did to see Trey Young go into Madison Square Garden,
yep,
and then you know what I mean.
yep. Becomes a villain.
Atlanta
Yep,
though, yeah, Atlanta's it's a lot of money in Atlanta, so
yeah.
they definitely need to be a big team. You know what I mean? So I definitely like that. But you can go ahead. My bad.
But yeah, and like you said, that's another one too. They had a miraculous run too to the
Right.
Eastern Conference Finals. Against Milwaukee, and they had a shot too because that one. You look at the simple fact of Milwaukee at that time lost Giannis in a critical Game 5. I think it was Game 5 or Game 4 or whatever. But he missed some time, and we definitely they persevered in that series without him. But that's another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
We looked at Milwaukee. It was like you know because we was thinking, oh, it's gonna be like KD in 2019. We don't rush him in, but he
Mm-hmm.
came full speed ahead, and you just look at he dominated that series, and it's just yeah, definitely was like kind of like, all right, y'all sure y'all want to put him in, and for him to get an
Right.
injury and then he not be
Right.
able to, not able to, to come back at the next season. But hey, it worked out. It was probably one of the biggest gambles in sports. All right.
Right.
But so let's see what we got here. Your favorite college moment. So anything from college basketball, uh, college football, or what have you. So what's any
What
favorite
did I
moments
put
that you
down?
got?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't have much, but I do know it's a guy from Hopewell. His name is
Ooh,
Trayvon Henderson.
yes.
He got the rushing he broke the rushing record for a freshman, 277 yards with 3 TDs against Tulsa Golden Hurricanes.
Wow.
I just gave him a shout out and said that was a big moment. I was in a
Yeah.
barbershop bragging a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And send your 804 boys some beef and cheddars, man. We know. We
Yeah.
know.
Hey,
We
let me tell
know.
you
You
what
know.
the coach, the Hopewell High School coach, right?
Hmm.
For Christmas, and I'm gonna send you the picture. He got like it's like 4 dudes that's in the league, man. Look,
Hmm.
like it's no, I'm not bad. It's one Ronnie Walker that plays for Indiana, Daryl
Yeah.
Taylor that played for the Seahawks. It's 3 of them, and then Henderson. They all sent him a signed jersey for
Yeah.
Christmas, and it surprised him.
Nice.
He didn't know. He woke up and then there it was. You know what I'm saying? That's
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah, he about to get some more because them hmm, them Tri City boys. He got them Tri City boys on long. It's gonna be a few of them that's gonna make some impacts on Saturdays and Sundays going forward. And Hopewell, they about to churn some guys out. Why, man? He gonna have a whole chimney for one of these
What
days.
I'm not gonna front. I do know they have support. I don't think they support like you guys do.
Oh
I
no,
don't. I don't
but
see
they'll
that.
get there. They'll get
They
there.
spent that money on that big ass H on Route 10 that blind you.
Yeah, yeah, and they will. I think the money, with that, and that's the thing too, where when you build a program, it's just
Hmm.
and then they're gonna continue to win. They're gonna continue to get those athletes. It's gonna be big time at Hopewell, like and even the basketball success as well too. So they starting to come along, and it's just they'll get there. And
Mm.
trust me, Highland Springs won't. This what's going on now was not overnight. There was a minute dark Friday nights in 1998, 99, and 2000 where we beg you to come.
Right.
But now it's that point we travel good and everything is on the up and up. But it just happens. But they'll get there. But yeah,
Right.
but yeah,
Silly.
man, slide us some beef and
So,
cheddars, man. Come
sound
on,
like
man.
sound like some big dogs. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, slide
My,
us some beef and cheddars, and they got them boneless wings now. All that.
crazy.
But yeah, man. A lot of college moments. I think probably by far, I think maybe one of the best games of the year. You had UCLA and Gonzaga in the national
Hmm.
semifinal. That was when Jalen Suggs, the current, oh boy, pray for him. Orlando Magic. Ain't nothing wrong with him, but he played for the Magic. So when Jalen Suggs, Jalen Suggs hit that game winning, the bank shot. The
Right.
the bank was open on a late Saturday night in April. So for our guy Jalen Suggs, and propelled them to lose to Baylor in the national championship.
I was
So
gonna put Baylor. Baylor was scary, bro.
Baylor, yeah, and they jumped off to that big lead, and it's funny
Yeah.
because we did a pregame show for that, and
Hmm.
we all figured the Jalen Suggs play was gonna
Hmm.
propel them. That felt like it was like they were a team of destiny because that UCLA game, it was like wire to wire. Like it kind of almost reminded me. I remember Duke and Kentucky, that regional final in like 1992 when Leighton hit that shot when um
Hmm.
when he did a little turnaround and hit the shot in Philadelphia.
Right.
It kind of reminded me of that game because it was like back and forth, and it was such a good game. And that actually game went to overtime, so it was almost like they matched bucket for bucket. Because I don't even think no one. I mean, as far as I don't really think it was no like big runs in that game. I think it was
Hmm.
pretty much like back and forth, frenetic pace. Guys were scoring. It's
Yeah.
everything. So that
It
was a
looked
good.
like
That was a
man
good
against
game.
boys. Looked like man against boys. Like it was
But that
crazy.
Baylor one, oh yeah,
Yeah, that Baylor one.
that
That's what I'm
Baylor
talking
one,
about.
that was annihilation. Like, and it's crazy because it's like they from the start, and that's the thing too, where they were smart because they attacked them early, and then from there you really
Hmm.
couldn't do nothing. Baylor pretty much was in driver's seat once they kind of got that big lead.
Hmm.
Gonzaga. That's the thing too, where Gonzaga really wasn't challenged all year. So that was pretty much their first kind of bit of adversity per se. Even though the UCLA game was kind of like that, but they never got behind. So that's
Hmm.
kind of one of their biggest issues with that. Um, Actually, Roy Williams retiring, that press conference was it
Oh
was
yeah,
it was
yeah,
it was kind of one of those things where it was kind of
yeah.
melancholy, but it was good though. It was really good, and for him to go out the way
Hmm.
he did, the way he did, and just the him just being genuine. I think we at a
Hmm.
point where, and I don't hate to say it like this, but there's still coaches that really give a damn. And
Hmm.
and I think Roy is one of those ones that really gave a damn about his players, and just like how like how he had, you could just tell. Like, and I remember one of the biggest things when he talked about Kenny Williams, and that was a guy. He's from here, LC Bird,
Hmm.
probably one of the most prolific guys. One of probably one of he was good. Kenny Williams was good. He was at LC Bird because he was supposed to go to VCU. Obviously, that he was part of, because Shaka Smart recruited him, and then he ended up going to UNC because Shaka Smart went to Texas. But I'm not saying that's the reason, but he ended up going to UNC, and he had a pretty
Hmm.
good career with them. Obviously, I think one of the years he got hurt. I think that was during our championship run. He got hurt, but a guy from Richmond, he shot them out. Just all his players, he shot them out. So you look at this situation, and yeah, it was just it was a good press conference to see him
Yeah.
do his thing. And
Right.
then Michigan beating Ohio State in football. I thought that was just it was by far probably one of the greatest moments. Not just for the simple fact of just, I'm not a Michigan guy, but
Right.
you gotta think about it. The last time they beat them was in 2011. Like, that's been 10 years. And I know, it's a rivalry game. And you think to
Hmm.
yourself, God, like, you get beat that so many times, like, is it a rivalry again? You're right, and let's get to that point where you're like, all right, they owning us. So, I was happy for Jim Harbaugh. I think he was kind
Right,
of
me
one of those
too.
guys that was on the verge of, they was gonna get rid of him. I really wanted him to go to Las Vegas, but yeah, I digress about that point because I think he should stay in Michigan at this point. I think
Mm-hmm.
just the simple fact of that, and I don't want Mark Davis to be your boss. But but anyway, so and I just look at just the simple fact, and just the simple fact of especially a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. I think with what he's the leader of that team. He came back for a reason so he could beat Ohio State, and then just look at that field. And one of my favorite moments is when not Jalen, shoot, Jawan Howard went
Right, right.
went up to him. He said, and they said they in true Jawan Howard fashion, the leader, just the vocal guy, and said, "You know what? They said you couldn't beat Ohio State." I was like, bars. And then it's just like, and then he just, and I was like, man, that's type of stuff. That's what makes it special when especially
Mm-hmm.
we got the football coach and the basketball coach, and these are both Michigan men. They both played
Right,
at Michigan, so it takes
right.
on a new meaning. And yeah, and just everybody, the whole stadium is just amazing blue, and it's just like after the game, all of it, and it was funny because that day it felt different. It really
Mm-hmm.
felt different. The pregame felt different. The atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
felt different.
Right.
And then from there, they just went full speed ahead. And Ohio State from the jump couldn't control it. And hopefully that propels them on Friday against Georgia potentially. But
Mm-hmm.
who's to say? But that by far is probably one of the greatest college football moments to me in 2021. By far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give you right. It was a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, man. Like I forgot
Yeah.
about the
Oh
Roy
yeah, it's a
Williams.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot of honorable mention. Texas A&M beating Alabama. Um, the Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
And tough in tough terrain in Auburn, Alabama, to beat Auburn, a kind of season saving win. Without his play and that
Right.
critical moment, they wouldn't have been they wouldn't be playing Cincinnati on Friday. There's a lot of stuff happening in college football this year. Oh, Mackenzie Melton. Oh well, I'm gonna say that for one of my moments. I'll leave that alone. But there is a lot of stuff happening this year in college football, like, and this ain't even
Right.
college basketball too as well.
Right.
But yeah, yeah. But that Michigan one, that was great. Like,
Being from Ohio, and I got like a few cousins that are Michigan
mhm.
fans. Boy, they was you couldn't say they couldn't you
Yeah,
couldn't tell them nothing, boy.
it was a great moment. Yep.
Mm.
So we got next one is going to be the best non-major sport moment. So pretty much like NHL, Major League Baseball, or etc. So any of those ones that you in the favorite moments.
Yeah, definitely. The Braves winning.
Yeah.
Jorge Soler, I think that. Hopefully, I didn't mess his name up. But
Okay.
the way I went back and I remember watching the highlights, and that's the coolest thing about us doing this show. I went back and watched some of the stuff that we had guests on the show that I
Mhm.
went detail to talk about. Was to see Jorge
Oh yeah.
walk up and hit that home run just to even to start the World Series.
Yep.
Basically, was like it set the tone. And I'm going through the whole thing, and I'm like, do he not play for the Braves? He is a free agent.
Yeah.
He is a free agent. I'm saying like,
Yeah.
and then I saw how much he was getting paid. He was getting paid like $3 million.
Yep.
I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely a free agent. You know? But yeah, that was my moment. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my moment.
Yeah, the Braves winning. Like I said,
Hmm.
that's another thing too, where we look at it, and it's funny because shout out to Mouth and I, not a Y, So, and when we talked about like as far as who we thought was going to win a championship before, and we looked at that, and I
Hmm.
don't necessarily think we talked about the Braves per se, like in the detail that it should have at that time. But for
Mm-hmm.
them winning the World Series, especially after the death of Hank Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
they were another team that they kind of emerged. They were a team that was kind of below 500 at one point during the season. They looked kind
Mm-hmm.
of bleak for them. You look at that scenario. And actually, another one, a local one, the Richmond Kickers. Shout out to our guy Elliot Barr, our guy from the River City 93 podcast. What that was, them, making it to the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
falling short in the playoffs. They were another team that kind of, it was very fun to be in that atmosphere with the Richmond Kickers. They kind of started, they struggled a little bit in the midseason. He actually, Elliot came on our show, I think like the end of August, and we kind of talked about like their playoff chances. But they did get in. It was a lot of, it was, they scratched and clawed. They
Mm-hmm.
got in the playoffs. They did their thing, but fell a little bit short. But definitely huge shout out to the Richmond Kickers, our guy Elliot in the Red Army. Another
Mm-hmm.
a guy from Southside that loves soccer. So I'm like, hey, boys for life, another, so I, definitely huge shout out to him. Shout out to our guy Elliot. Yeah, man. Cause like we talked about it, because it's like, especially from Richmond,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it was funny because it was so relatable, because like he said
Mm-hmm.
he always want to bring his people to soccer games. I couldn't even, if I paid for their food, pay for the game, the tickets,
Mm-hmm.
soft drinks, beer, food, you know, anything from the food truck, anything you want from the food trucks, I got you. I couldn't convince
Mm-hmm.
them to go. So, and he's like, he said, yeah, he's a, he a big dude from Southside, and I'm like, hey, I'm,
Mm-hmm.
big dude from the East End by proxy of the North Side. But so it's like, it was cool, because I was like, yeah, man, like I like soccer too. I
Yeah, I
bang
like
for
soccer too.
soccer. Yeah, so I was,
Right.
obviously, yeah, right.
So, man, I actually was like my parents split up, but I actually was really good at soccer. Like my
Yeah.
dad said, they probably would have stayed together. I probably would have pushed forward to it for real.
Shout out to Mr. Rufino.
Really?
Get him some Gatorade. He's tired. Get
He's
him some
tired.
Gatorade.
He's a Gatorade.
Yo,
Get the little black
yo,
boy some Gatorade.
yo, I want to make that into an animated series, yo. Because I got the file. I pulled it's on the Instagram, on the Couch Coach
Hmm.
Live Instagram. And it's fun, like the animated series, because like you're kind of like, you say what you doing, and then me like hysterically laughing, like to a point I'm on the verge of tears, and then Chip just sitting there like, you a fool. And also, yeah. And
Yeah.
speaking of that, our guy, definitely another non-major
Yeah,
sport moment.
yeah,
Our guy, Coach
definitely.
Howard and the Amelia Raiders, making it
Right,
to the Class 2A not championship, but to the playoffs. So definitely huge
right,
shout out to what they did, what he doing on the on the on folks, not 460, 360.
right,
We smell what's going on. Like we said, we smell what's going on 360 on this side of Whole Street by the river. All side of Whole Street by the river.
right,
He about an hour
right.
away from that part, probably.
I mean, right, and I'm happy for him because he's
Yeah.
living what he really
Yes.
wants to do. So that's what's
Yes.
up.
So definitely huge shout out to our guy, Couch Coach Live alumni, Coach Clarence Howard. Definitely huge shout out to him and the Amelia Raiders, what he doing, building those young men up, and yeah, and that's another one, impact.
Right.
When he had to post, after they lost, and all the kids said, "Man, love you, coach," and I was like, "Whoo, boy, who cut onions?" Who cut onions on his Facebook post?
He's so stupid. Bro.
But yeah, definitely huge shout out to Coach Howard, man. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, oh Lord,
Man, I'm just happy for him, man.
Yeah, I'm like, Lord, what they did on a Saturday morning and got me cutting onions all early. Them big red onions.
For me, I just looking at him and being, I'm older than him, and just like you know what I'm saying, and you investing into yourself, into your dream and your brand, and he coming up to the show, and I used to watch you guys, man. It was so can't creative chemistry of you guys just going at each other. You being a Washington football team guy, he a
Yep.
Dallas guy, but this y'all speak football. It was just like that shit was good. It was, I mean, like for
Yeah.
real, man. I'm just
Yeah.
sitting there like, and
Yep.
y'all was like, it's like watching Bust Around and Fifth Star sometimes. It's like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
just like wow, you know.
And
But yeah,
what's
shout out to him.
yeah, and what's funny is, and it's crazy with Chip where it was a situation where we should have met years ago
Right.
because at that time my old co-host, my first co-host of the show, a guy named I call him T White. So he was
Mm-hmm.
going to Virginia Union. And he
Mm-hmm.
was telling me about saying, yeah, it's a guy that goes to state. His name is Chip. And I'm like, Chip? Like that's I'm thinking like, because I'm thinking like
Right.
Chip Tarkington, remember
Right.
if you watch the news, like local sports guy at the time was his name was Chip Tarkington. I was like, that's a cool name. Cause
Right.
so I was like, yeah, I gotta link up with him. And then out and then Twine, shout out to Twine, another one. He they went to school together,
Mm-hmm.
him and Chip. So that's when I was like, let me link up with Chip because we were supposed to link up like
Mm-hmm.
in 2014 because I
Mm-hmm.
heard about I knew about him then, but
Mm-hmm.
we linked up in 2017. It was fun, and like I said, it was very fun when
Yeah, we
when
had
we was at
fun.
Legacy and we did the
Dilly
live remote
dilly.
stuff. Yeah, oh boy, that was funny. That was fun because we did the awards that year, and that was in
Yeah, we
2017.
did
We had the
that.
red
Yeah, I think it
cups.
was around. Yeah, I brung the eggnog. Remember that?
Yep, and we had the red cups. Yep, we had the red
Right, right,
solo cups. That was
right.
fun. That was
Yeah,
really really fun
yeah,
how we did that. We did the awards,
right.
and I came up with that idea just nilly willy. Like one day, I think I was like sitting at work on my lunch break. Like, all right, we should do an award show. So
Right,
yeah, so actually it would have been something similar to this because it was the best of 2017. So yep, man, it was
right. That's what I'm
really
saying. 'Cause
similar.
I know
Yep.
I had to be because I brung the eggnog. That's when I usually
Yep, I remember.
eggnog. You know
Yep,
what I
we had
mean?
the eggnog. Yep, and it
Mm-hmm.
was hitting too.
Dilly dilly.
That was funny. And then I had my little Christmas sweater on. That was fun, man. That was really really fun. We definitely did a great job putting a bow on 2017 for that one.
Right,
Big
right.
time. So, best personal sports moments.
Personal sports moment. Sorry about that. Uh, no. Did we do the um? I put I got a couple, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, I
Yeah.
put the NCAA 21 World Series, Mississippi State.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I think they were basically the underdogs. You know what I mean? The cool thing about that is like when the guy that we had on the show, I think he's from Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah.
And then of course my brother, is down there. And for him, he was like, man, we didn't even think we was gonna be where we at. Like, so
Right.
that's what made it great. Like, and then I went back and started seeing the teams that they beat. And it
Hmm.
was like by the time they got to Vanderbilt, like Vanderbilt they ain't had nothing for them. Like
Right.
Vandy ain't had nothing for them. They had went through so much stuff and played together. It was complete dominance. Also, I got personal. I got a couple of contact sports. I got Amanda Nunes beating Julian Pena. Julian Pena beat Amanda Nunes. Um, she basically went on TV because in Amanda Nunes is basically like the new Ronda Rousey. She's like she done beat everybody. That
Yeah.
nobody thinks she ever was gonna lose. And she basically once she realized she couldn't knock this young lady out, she got kind of like she kind of lost her spirit and she kind of gave up. You know what I mean? And the young lady basically said she did everything. Pena did everything she said she was gonna do, and that's how she won the fight. Let me see, George K. Bosos dropping and winning a unanimous decision against Fimo Lopez. Um,
Yeah.
Fimo Lopez talking all that trash, and now he's talking about he may not box again. He's going through a depression, and also Taiwan Woodley get knocked out
Oh
by
yeah, that was
Jake
wild.
Paul. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that was
Did you hear
wild.
how loud it was when he knocked him out?
Uh-uh.
it was that was scary. Like I mean,
Mm.
it was boom. I was like, oh,
Damn, well, that's crazy. And then, bro, how did Darren Williams beat Frank Gore? I was like, what the hell is going on here? I woke up the next morning and was like, how? But yeah, so crazy, so crazy. So my best personal sports moment, obviously, I think Tom Brady going back to New England, seeing him embrace Robert Kraft. I think that was a such a great moment to see them two, embracing. Obviously, it wasn't the same embrace with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, so that was
right,
definitely. And then I think this is the
right,
pomp and circumstance that came with that game where it was just so hyped, like to a point where everybody, the NFL world was in Foxborough, Massachusetts, in the rain. I thought that
mm-hmm,
was interesting, and then Tom Brady kind of getting the last laugh and actually breaking the. That's another thing too, where I hated the fact that he broke the all-time passing record, and it was almost like it was nothing because that's when
mm-hmm,
he broke Drew Brees' record.
right,
So and it's just like they really didn't do nothing. Kind of remind me of, and it kind of almost even though it's similar, but even though it's not similar, but kind of how I felt like remember when Kobe Bryant in 2000 and the All Star game was in 2002 in Philly. Remember they kept on
mm-hmm,
booing them. That's what kind of remind me of like even though they didn't boo him, they loved Tom, but just the
right,
whole fact of like that was just unceremonious of a moment that should have been celebrated more,
right,
especially
right,
being there where he's there for 20 years. He's only been gone for a year. So, regardless of what he does going forward, he's not going to have another 20-year run. I don't think so. I hope he doesn't. I mean, you would hope Father Time in one of these days will, get him, because
right,
Father Time's undefeated, but I don't think he's gonna have a 20-year run with Tampa Bay or any other team. So to me, I think what he's done with that team, you still treat it as if like he's a part of it because he'll always be a part of the Patriots,
right,
regardless of what you feel. And then also Mackenzie Milton. So Mackenzie Milton, give you the backstory. So Mackenzie Milton was a quarterback at the University of Central Florida.
mm-hmm,
So this is in 2018. He gets a freakish, weird, like scary injury to a point where they thought he was gonna lose his leg. It was that bad.
mm-hmm,
Obviously, it took him about 3 years to kind of recover, almost 3 years to recover. He ended up
mm-hmm,
going to Florida State. They had a series. I think at that time their quarterback was, I think his name was Jordan Travis. I don't know if he was. I don't know what was the very. I don't know if he got hurt or I know he was just thinking up the joint. No, he was just thinking up the joint. And then Mackenzie Milton comes in, and I mean he almost bought Notre Dame back. I think they were just shy of maybe like one possession. He got it down to a one possession game, and he was phenomenal in that game. And speak considering the fact that it was a guy that we didn't think he would ever a have a leg, much less
mm-hmm,
being able to actually go back out on the field and play football competitive at a high level. So
right,
that was just one of the things where you look at just the perseverance. Because I remember when it happened, it was just a regular 12. I think it was an early game in November of 2018. He gets
mm-hmm,
hurt, and it looks bad. If you ever look at that video, you're like, how he was able to overcome that.
mm-hmm,
More power to him, but it was such a freak accident, and it was like it's just a freak play that and it took him some time to kind of get himself back, but he came back in
mm-hmm,
a good way and almost beat one of the at that time a top 10 team in Notre Dame. So
right,
that was by far a great personal sports moment as well. But yeah.
mm,
And then
okay,
the other one, actually I had a first had actually a view of this, front row seat to it. Taylor Heineke, him going back to Atlanta and winning a game in his hometown. Like we talked about it, and Thad, Jelani, our cousins, they can vouch for how prolific Taylor Haneke was in the state of Georgia when he was, when he was a high schooler. And for him to come back, the story, it gets emotional. Like, he talked about, he thought, he thanked his family because he was in Atlanta sitting on, sleeping in his sister's couch. So, he go
Right.
from that to being where he is. And he like, it got a little, it was one of the things where you like, it was it was a good win for him. Especially to go home and get a victory like that. And then I didn't also to hear that story where this situation where oh, this happened like 5 years ago. No, this was last year. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was literally at the after the is it the XFL? No, what was that league? The one that we covered before the pandemic.
XFL.
XFL, yeah, that's all of them. That
Mm-hmm.
just getting to a point where I'm like, what is it? XFL, NFL? I mean, not NFL. You know what I mean? But this was last year, pretty much damn near in the pandemic. Him going, him living
I
with his
remember that now. What team did he play for?
he played for the St. Louis team, but he was the backup.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I
he was the
remember now.
backup quarterback.
I'm because I'm kind of like remembering
I
the
think he was in
name.
St. Louis. I think he was in St. Louis. I think my memory serves correct. He was because there was the team that blew. So I think that was the
Mm-hmm.
team in St. Louis. I think that was the team that. That's bad. Like it just feel like and it's crazy. It just feel like the XFL is such a distant memory, even though that was like only like that was like less than 2 years ago. But like it
Right.
was so short lived, and now it's kind of forgotten.
It's
But
forgotten, but I think it's gonna get relaunched. You know, The Rock got it,
yeah,
and his
it's
wife.
gonna be there 2023, and then we got the USFL coming up. So we got a lot of stuff coming down the turnpike. So definitely the USFL making this comeback. But I don't think your boy. I don't think 45 gonna be the owner of the Generals, but but
I'm not even
I'm not. Yeah,
entertaining that
hey, I'm
conversation.
not. Yeah, I'm gonna try not to. But hey, I had to bring that in, because obviously he was the former owner of the New Jersey Generals of the USFL. So hey, just it's context. That's all.
Three
That's all
dollar
we
50 cent.
done. Yeah, he did win that. Yeah, he won. Yeah,
So he
he
had
won
a
that
50 cent
case.
check.
And he, dude, that's why I knew he was petty because I remember. I don't know if you remember. It was a dude. He used to be on ESPN. His name was Hank Goldberg, a big
Mm-hmm.
dude with glasses. And
Mm-hmm.
it was crazy because they had. You remember they had a 30 for 30, and I'm like, dude, he was talking about like this man like it was still like 1983. I'm like, dude, man, it's like 2000,
Let it
like
go.
it's like 2000, like 13. No, probably like 2010 when that documentary came out. I'm like, dude, chill, man. Like, leave Hank Goldberg alone, man. Like, damn,
let,
dude, like, leave him
let it
alone,
go.
man. Let it go. Because I think at that time Hank Goldberg was like a reporter for I forgot
Mm-hmm.
what newspaper he was at that time, but he did stories for the USFL, and he was talking about how he's just like not talented, and he's bro in typical 45 fashion, like yeah, but yeah, man, yo, that dude, wow. So rounding out our final topic for the year of 2021, some hot takes for 2022. What you got?
I don't have. I want to know what you're gonna say first, and then maybe I'll put something together. I couldn't really.
Well, I got two. I got two for the
Okay.
price of one. All right, because and actually it's similar. So in the year of 2022, actually I kind of prefaced one of my hot takes about 2022 last week. But if you didn't listen to it, it's no problem. I'm just gonna reiterate one of my two hot takes. So there'll be two prodigal sons coming home. The first one, Byron Leftwich. Byron Leftwich will be the coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and one of the most prolific quarterbacks in Jacksonville
Wow.
Jaguars history. One of the prodigal sons of Jacksonville will come home and will become the head coach and will become the Trevor Lawrence savior in Jacksonville.
Mm.
And LeBron James, who will be celebrating his birthday, his 37th birthday tomorrow. Shout out to the club 1984 in the building. The prodigal son is going back to Cleveland.
He's not going back to Cleveland, bro. Don't you
I'm
listen?
telling you something about in this All Star game going to Cleveland. I
He's
have a
not.
strange feeling. I have
Look,
a feeling. This is me now. The prodigal son is going back to
no,
Cleveland.
he's not. He don't even like the owner. The only reason he went back last time is because of the fans.
But he want to go back to Cleveland. Watch, he gonna
No,
go. I'm
he
telling you,
don't.
he gonna go back to
He didn't
Cleveland,
want.
bro.
Yo, when he left Miami and he told his family, they was looking at him like, man, don't nobody want to go back to Ohio.
He
I
going
heard you
back
say
because
that too on the show. I heard you
yeah,
say that, and I'm telling you, he does not want to go back. He's where exactly where he want to be at. Telling you.
because he gonna go through some hell. He better. And then now with the success of the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm like, who you trying to run with, AD or Evan Mobley at this point in your life? Who gonna keep you
I hear you though, but I
young and
don't think he's going
limber?
back.
And then this
Hot
whole
take.
love affair, this love affair in February of 2022, him coming back to Cleveland for All Star game. Oh, he gonna watch. He gonna get nostalgic. Don't.
Um, for me, hot take.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go boxing. Um, there was just there's a guy that by the name of Terrence Crawford, who people are saying is the um, pound for pound fighter, but
Mm-hmm.
he hadn't really fought anybody. So he just fought Sean Porter and knocked him down. It was actually losing the fight, but got knocked down twice. And Sean Porter's dad threw the towel in. Well, by him doing that, he's about to take a step forward towards his legacy of probably being one of the greatest fighters. So, but I don't think that I don't know how to bring this to, but I think we're gonna have some really, really good fights pertaining to him with Keith Thurman and Earl Spence to see who actually is the top dog. Um, let me see. Man, I don't even when it comes to the NBA, I don't know what's going on. Um, I don't know. I think J.R. Smith is going to end up being a Laker.
Probably with these 10-day
10-day contract.
contracts.
These 10-day contracts. I don't really
Bro,
know too much, man. Like I do think that the Tampa Bay may win the Super Bowl again.
bro. When I heard Nick Collison got a 10-day contract, I'm like, shit, I should have stayed in shape.
So,
God, if I would
I'm
have
not.
stayed in shape, boy, I swear. Like, man, Nick Collison got a 10, he got called up. Oh my gosh, like, bro, like let another variant come out and let me lose about 80 pounds. Let me be about
That,
a good 160.
I'm not
Boy,
entertaining
boy
anything
about to
that you're
be
saying.
boy 38 gonna make it to the league at 38.
They need to stop hating on my boy Frank Mason.
Shoot.
Frank look
Let me lose about
Frank
80.
do look like he been in and out a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Shoot. Let me lose 80 pounds before the next variant come out.
stupid.
All right. Let me lose about 80 pounds.
Let me say a real hot take though.
Let me get about 160, 155-ish. Let me get there. If I get there,
Another hot
mm,
Ben Simmons will not be playing for the 76ers this year.
yeah, it's your boy fault. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Oh, oh Rich Paul.
Yeah, a damn boyfriend.
Well, uh,
Bro, this man is about to he burning. What's the bridge coming from Delaware to Pennsylvania? Whatever that bridge is, he done burned it. Forget what bridge that
well,
is.
you don't think that Doc and Joel Obib did it?
I
You
mean,
don't
I
think
don't
they?
know. It's to a point where it's like things should have happened by now. Like y'all, and that's the thing where it's gonna get worse and worse. Like to a point where it's just like, yo, y'all just need to do something with him because even when he was there, and now, and like I hate to say it up like this because remember he's out now because of mental health issues, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking to myself, it's like you said that 2 months ago, and like,
Right.
and this is not a situation to
Mm-hmm.
like we talking about, and we tread lightly because mental health is real. No, don't so don't take it out of context. But a lot of these things that's happening. It's like, look, you can't use that as an excuse in a sense because when if somebody really actually has it, not saying that not to question the validity of it, but it's just like we get to a point where it might be a situation of boy cry wolf, and when somebody actually need the help, we gonna look
Mm-hmm.
at it as if it's not that it's not actionable. So I'm to a point where it's getting to a point where it's like, man, you know I don't know, but yeah, that's definitely. I
I'm
mean, but
I'm
yeah.
just I think it's who okay, the guy from Houston, what is his position with the 76ers?
Oh, you talking about that? Well, Darren Moore went to Philly. He with Philly
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he with Philly now.
he's like a
So he
yeah.
what is he?
Because I don't think he's a GM. Because obviously GM is Ellen Brand, but he's like a consultant or something like that. He's he got
Oh,
a he got
okay.
just got a he got a fancy title. You know, I forgot what his
Because
title
I
was.
don't think he handles very good business. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah,
I don't think he does because
because
he
they
didn't
gonna
do
have
too well
yeah
with the Rockets. Like he got Russell Westbrook that contract. He got Harden the contract, and then he got Chris Paul that contract. Right.
and you look at
So those are three contracts that really kind of mess teams up. Like
yeah
you know what I mean?
yeah
That probably needed Chris Paul, but they like I can't pay that.
yeah. That's why I'm like Phoenix. And I'm like, and hey, Phoenix had the money, and you see 108 DeAndre Ayton, you could get paid. I don't know, boy. Ain't enough slices in that pie. Cause y'all shoot, Chris Paul got the big piece of chicken. You, man, you'll be lucky
But
to get
but
a wing and over
but you
thigh.
understand. But you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like I'm like,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
he gets them their contract, and then he leaves.
Right. and, and like looking at what y'all situation, because it's like Russell Westbrook, like who gonna take on his salary? Nobody in their right mind is gonna take that man's salary. Like nobody. Like, and if you do, I'm like, you're crazy.
Right.
That's why
That's
I'm
all.
right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
That's what I'm saying,
'cause
man. I'm coming home. I'm coming
he
home.
is not.
Tell
I'm
the
telling
world
you,
I'm
he is
coming
not going.
home.
It's not going back to Cleveland, bro. I'm telling you, he is where he wanted. He always wanted to play with the Lakers,
Yeah.
and he got it to a point where he has almost control. They not gonna let that boy go.
It's
Man, that boy is happy to be
well
there.
I
See,
well I hope LeBron James, aka Rob Kalinka, know how to get himself out of his Russell Wilson. I
now
mean
I
Russell
think
Westbrook
Rob Pelinka.
situation.
I think that's who they should be looking at because they always want to throw it on LeBron. Rob is the one, and he really wasn't even supposed to be there. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
yeah, because that's
He
Kobe boy. So that's
yeah, he lucked up when they won the
yeah.
championship. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, hey, they
And they
won because they
really,
won. Yeah,
even when they won, they didn't do anything but pick up a bunch of score. You know what I'm saying? Like players nobody wanted.
right.
Remember, the Cavs got rid of Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The Morris had issues. They picked
yeah,
him up. Um,
yeah. A lot of people,
the dude from Miami, Danny Green was
yeah,
wanted to be with
nephew,
Kawhi. Kawhi, because Kawhi decided to go play with the Clippers.
Clippers.
Where
Yeah.
in the hell is he at?
Oh, he hurt, bro.
Then, then yeah, I bet.
He got
But
that PCL. He coming back. We'll just wait on
oh, don't. That's right. I'm talking to a Clipper dude. That my bad. And ain't nobody talking about no damn Kawhi Leonard. He trying to get out.
it. He signed.
Now
He
you
signed
got.
an extension. He did a LeBron James. He did a 2-year opt in. Talking
Oh,
about. He
he
talking
signed
about.
the extension.
Yeah,
I
he did.
bet
He
he
did a
did sign the
LeBron James.
extension. I bet he did sign the extension. He can go ahead and
I'm
he
like
can go ahead and
shit. He
he
did
can
like
do whatever he wants.
he did a Go James. He gotta, yeah, cause he's out there
hey,
for
hey,
2 years. Yeah, he out
hey,
there for 2 more years.
Skip. I'm gonna give him a 3. I really don't. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But he's not. I'm telling you, B. I would be shocked. I'm telling you from the
yeah,
bottom of my heart. I
yeah,
I can understand him going to Cleveland last time, but
yeah,
for what everybody's saying, how him and the owner really don't get along,
yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't see it. I don't see it.
And then I don't. Then I'm thinking like with the health of Dan Gilbert, I'm like, no, I'm not saying I don't. I think with what he's has gone through, I don't know if he's at 100% yet. I don't even know. That was like kind of one of the biggest mysteries. I think he's back because he's coherent. He can talk, and I mean, he's still he's still good. Like as far as his facilities. 'Cause I think man, yeah, that's right, he good. I forgot. Keep on forgetting because they did an interview with him because I think he was doing something about expanding Rocket Morgue to Detroit or something like that or something. And I remember he talked about the stroke that he had.
Mm.
So I think he's back. But so I'm like as far as do that sense. But yeah, I don't know. Things can happen, But like I said, it would definitely be compelling and see what because you can shoot break up sex land because one of them gonna go to LA or somewhere, Garland or Sexton. One of them gonna be going there because I know Evan Mobley. He's staying. He a little young AD.
But
And,
that's all I really got. I really don't have too much. I think everything's a toss up, even in
yeah,
the NBA. Like they
yeah,
putting so much on the Warriors, but if you really pay attention, you see it changing a lot now. Like if
yeah.
you seen when they played the Suns, like they just lost to um
Memphis.
yeah, they just lost to Memphis, and
Yeah,
you just can see that it's certain guys that Livingston is not there anymore. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like you can see a lot of those guys that's been playing hard for them. They starting to like people are starting to get in their heads a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I
And then
mean?
it's gonna get even worse once Clay and Wiseman come back. And
Mm-hmm.
people saying, "Oh, it's gonna be seeing the transition." I'm like, I think about it. I was the one that used to say that, but then it's part of me. It's like you think about now. If you like, what's his face dude from Michigan, Jordan Poole, Gary
Uh
Payton
huh.
Jr., like and
Right.
Lil Wilt Chamberlain, aka Lil
Right.
Otto Porter,
Mm-hmm.
Lil
Mm-hmm.
Wilt, but
Stupid.
but but in all seriousness, they're gonna lose some touches. So that could be a
Mm.
situation where that might bode, that might become
I'm not,
problemsome.
and I'm not being negative. I also think that you know, Clay, they keep, he's been out for a long time, and those are some major injuries, right?
Yeah,
And I'm not trying to be
yeah.
negative, but they act like he supposed to just come out and be Clay again. And I'm like, did
Right
you
on
see
NBA.
Cousins? Cousins is not like how he used to be.
And the thing about it is the injuries. I wouldn't say they're back to back, but obviously the ACL coming back off of that, then getting Achilles, and that was rough. Like when he got because he got hurt right before the draft of last in 2020 in November,
Hmm.
and he like, oh man, not again. Like he got a setback. But yeah, um, like I said, people think he's gonna be all defensive.
No, he's
This
not gonna. Yeah,
bucket
he's not gonna be
getter.
that.
I mean, he
I
gonna
mean,
be
he
all
might.
right, but
Yeah, but
he gonna ease himself in. So it's to a point where he's supposed they added that what January the 9th, right around that time, about 2 weeks from now. So you still think about that. Then you got the All Star game, and within like what about a month, maybe like about 6 weeks after he come back. So then you
mm,
kind of you know when you gonna get into a groove? That's gonna be the biggest question. And then can all this out come together? And the beautiful thing about it is they got time. They got time to get themselves gel. And they might get some losses here and there. So like you see like kind of the streak that they're doing now might kind of subside to everybody come back. Cause you
mm.
got two guys I think that could definitely are gonna make a good impact on this team, going forward, Wiseman and Clay. But we're gonna find out really, really soon with those guys coming back. So
You,
yeah.
let me ask you a quick question.
hmm
You don't think they should trade Clay?
I don't really think you can't. I'll put it this way: he's gonna have to get on the floor and see what he does. Because I don't think I would not. nobody's gonna want to touch him at this point without seeing what he can do. Because obviously
You think so?
he coming off with two major injuries, and he's in his 30s. So that's bad. I mean, you think about it, a guy tore his ACL,
Right. I
and
know.
he within what you think about a 16-month period, two
Mm.
major injuries. Like this man ain't played in almost 3 years. This man ain't played since
So
like June of
right.
2019. A
I
lot has
know, but
happened.
I was
Yeah,
thinking like Detroit, Orlando, a team that's really in Pacers.
yeah.
Like give up, if the Warriors should give him up just for his name alone, and then like get some pieces for him that they think they may need.
Uh, the thing is, you they gonna have to play. He gonna have to play
I know.
probably for a significant time. I don't even think even if you was to get something for him during the trade deadline, which I think what is like the second or third week of February, I still think he gonna be 100% even in. So like whatever you get, you know, is the team gonna be willing to take that risk? Because you think about it, he still got that contract. And then, if you want to get rid of, like, especially like look at the Pacers, even though I know they want to kind of clean house with what they're
Hmm.
doing, they want to get rid of guys like Karis LeVert, Sabonis, Miles Turner. They want to get rid of everybody, and and MJ of the bubble, TJ Warren.
Stupid, yo.
So I mean, it could be a package for him, but it's just one of the things where I would just kind of sit and wait and see what he can do. Because like you said, that's the biggest question mark. Like you said, off the name, yeah, but 3 years is a long, long time. Like
He
just
signed that
about
contract over the summer or last year.
I think he signed. God, when did he sign that deal? It probably was like before the
Wasn't it?
injuries.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it when what's the name left when Kevin Durant left?
I think he got a deal then. I
Yeah,
think he might got a
I'm
deal
trying.
when he had 19. I think it was 19. But
I'll be trying to
I'm
get rid
thinking
of
about
him.
it too. Yeah, but you got to, yeah. The only thing is, I would it to a degree because it's just Golden State's in a weird predicament because a part of me is like they still got that championship level potentially, but
Hmm.
they still got a lot of good young guys too. So it's like, in what
Right.
direction do you really want to go? and that's where you really, in a weird way, you really want to be in that predicament with Golden State because you want to always be in that case where you got the veterans and you got good young talent, which even if something was to happen to Draymond, Clay, and Steph, you're still gonna be all right going down the line. Maybe today that's not a good roster, but if you got guys, you know, Poole, Wiseman,
Hmm.
Moody, um, Jonathan Kaminga, they got a lot
Hmm.
of good young guys. Like that, I think probably the next like 3 to 4 years are going to be really, really good. We kind of they're in a situation where they can actually reload, not rebuild. So
Hmm.
they're in a really good spot. Like even like you say, even if they were to get rid of Clay, then maybe do they add some other younger assets to that fray,
Right.
which like if you can bring in a guy like a Karis LeVert potentially, or you can bring in like a Sabon. Well, you really, you could. His opponents might be a little bit too much. That middle could be a little bit clogged. But if well, like that's a talent to be around, and then it just depends. And like if you're a team that only really needs like a Clay, that just like a one
Hmm.
player away to get Clay, and maybe you have some assets. And it's just throwing out an example, not saying that this is a. I didn't go on the NBA trade machine, guys. If you're listening, but like if you look at like a Milwaukee, just as an
Hmm.
example, you you think about D Vincenzo, the MOP from
Hmm.
Villanova. A couple other talented guys that they got. I mean, you maybe can put a package in for him and a couple guys potentially. But just saying in general, where I think it would make sense if you are kind of a team similar to Golden State, where you got young assets. Because I would, if I'm at this point, I'm only trading for young assets. If I'm getting rid of Clay,
Right.
it's going to be young assets that I could definitely see a future down the line. Even that can make an impact for this team going forward. Because really, the
Hmm.
big thing is how we're gonna be going forward. So, but yeah,
Right.
yeah, yep, yep. So let's put a bow on 2021.
Right.
This is it. This is the last live show of the year. Another year. So, final thoughts, social media plugs, anything that you got going on. What's going on?
You know. Oh man, it's going on 5 years for us. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
appreciate you, man. I love you.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
what I'm saying? You know, we done been through a lot in this little 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm proud of
Right,
you,
right.
Chip. The growth that both of y'all doing
Yeah,
what y'all do. Shout out to my homegirl of Kim Creations. She made our Christmas
okay.
uh uh
From
the
the Avenue.
CCL, Maui 5D, if you can see
Yeah,
it. And from the
yeah, from the
Avenue,
Avenue.
she does everything. Shout out to her. She knocked that out. You know what I'm saying? Real quick for me. Social media, Deshaun Morgan, Facebook, DT Morgan 78, on Instagram. And man, it's really funny, man, because we have a lot to talk about. You know what I mean? And like I
Mhm.
said, I wish they put what's going on into the video games. Since John Madden passed, I
You're
said
right,
because
right.
it's a part of our life now, and
Yep.
to really see COVID interact um with sports, if they're going to have to come up with something that a whole nother setup for veteran players that
Yep.
they're not picking up. It's like, you know what I mean, they're going to have to balance it in some type of way, just to stay prepared.
Yep.
It's going to take a little bit of money too. Well, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, they're going to have to put some people in that predicament. But it's interesting, and I'm hoping that a lot of it's making these GMs and these coaches really have to work. Thank God.
Right.
But anyway, man, I love you, man, and happy New
Yeah.
Year, man. Another year down.
Absolutely, man. Definitely thank you for everything that you do for the show. Man, I love you
Mm-hmm.
too, brother. Like,
Uh-huh.
as always good to always link up, do the shows. Like we said, we've been
Right,
through a lot.
right,
From co-hosting, being your sound engineer on your show,
right,
becoming
right,
roommates on the road. Like,
right,
man, yeah,
right.
we've been, like you said, we've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely value your friendship, your
Right,
brotherhood.
right,
It's more than just co-host of the show. We brothers for life,
right, right,
and it's
man.
just one of those
I'm your
things.
biggest fan, bro.
Hey, and I definitely appreciate you. And I love you, man. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, just another great year of just doing the
Right.
show and just everything that's going on. Just in the world of sports, just great things on the horizon. 2022 definitely think it's gonna be another great year for the brand and going forward. So it's definitely gonna be some more stuff, more content, more things to come for this year. So definitely Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Couch Coach Live, any way you get your social media with there. Also the podcast, any way you get your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Also subscribe to our YouTube page. Yes, go on there, Couch Coach Live. Just hit us up there.
Uh,
So this is the final live show of 2021, but there's more. We're we're doing a college football. Um, we did a college football preview with our guy Zach from the Blue Bloods podcast. We're gonna release that tomorrow at 3:30. So there'll be a
mm-hmm.
24 hours before the kickoff between Cincinnati and Alabama. So we get you
Mm-hmm.
geared up and ready for that. So that'll be tomorrow at 3:30, where we'll broadcast. By far, there will be the final episode of Couch Coach Live, but tonight is the final live episode because we did that from we did that a couple of days ago. So you guys are
Okay.
there from the advocate once again.
Mm.
Definitely, yeah,
From
we
the
got it.
avenue.
Shout out to Kim Creations. Was
Right,
it
right,
Creations by Kim
uh,
for the
right.
hoodies?
She
Even
does
though we
everything,
from
man. She does very good work, B. Like it's real
yeah.
clean. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
I gotta.
Real
Yeah, we
clean.
definitely. Yeah, we gotta definitely get her.
She do
Get her some
everything, B.
business.
She do
Yeah.
everything like bridal shower, like she do everything.
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Right,
Yeah, I
right,
definitely got
right.
to. He said Kim Creations by Kim.
Yeah, with a K.
with a K. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna look her up. Yeah, 'cause we need some merch. We need some some official pieces. Like definitely from the
Right.
Avenue is the beginning,
Right.
because
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
I'm I'm not the sound. I try to have a Baltimore voice. I'm learning. I'm learning. Trust me. It's almost like a Rosetta Stone type of process. Like I kind of
Uh,
add a little bit to my repertoire. Yeah, we're from the Avenue where you go to the
Avenue.
Walgreens with two doors. With two doors. You ever been in the car that had two doors? Yo, they
And the
gonna
bad
kill
thing about it
yo.
is,
Yeah.
you're telling me that people don't get it, and we be cracking up. Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
We be
Cause
rolling.
and it's to be a shame because obviously I do this all the time with my peoples, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they appreciate the funniness and all that because I do Boston voices too sometimes, and they just
Mm-hmm.
be
Yeah,
like,
do the
"Really?
Bobby Brown. What Bobby Brown say?
Oh yeah." So when I was young, when I started New Edition, I didn't even have a car. I didn't even have a car. When I made Mr. Telephone Man, I didn't even have a car. I used to have my mom used to drive. I remember my mom drove me to the studio when we had every step we take. She drove me in the car. Drove me in the car.
Yo, they had him and Michael Bivins and Boys to Men on ABC talk about boy band Christmas. Man, do you know how hard I was laughing?
Bro, that was wild, yo. But yeah, man, all that kind of stuff. I'm telling you, all these little language. So don't be surprised in 2022. I come up with different type of accents. So I'm about to work on my New Orleans. You know, uh oh.
You remember when that story that the dude said to Crystal on the road? He was
Baby,
like, he said,
baby,
"Oh, I
baby.
don't. Which what? How am I supposed to do this, baby?"
Yeah,
She
it's
was
like
like,
don't
"Oh,
call me
please don't
no
call me
baby.
baby."
Right. And that's what I said. Just imagine now you like, especially nowadays, and just the whole, just the. I'm not gonna categorize the movement that it is, but like just imagine now it's like over there, hey baby, give me that paperwork, baby. Why are you calling me baby? I mean, I said baby to everybody, baby to the girl, baby. I said, shoot, baby, give me a cold drink, baby, can you give me a cold drink?
He said, "I say baby to everybody."
Or I say baby to everybody. I said it to my daddy, my mama, everybody. Shoot, if I ever want a soda out the refrigerator, I said, baby, give me a cold drink.
You want a soda, baby?
You want a cold drink, baby?
Man, they would got mad at me because I said sweetheart. I said, you do know I call everybody sweetheart, right?
I know. It's like that's how I was like, oh gosh. I don't want to say it, I don't want to take this lightly or anybody,
Uh,
but I hate being PC. I'm sorry, I hate being PC because almost like you that's when you overthink about stuff. Like you say like that,
hmm
dude, I'm calling you like
Call
why are
everybody
you
sweetheart.
taking it to right? Why are you
Uh,
taking it like to that level? And I just
I
be
say
like,
yes, ma'am, even
and
to
I
my
just be like,
daughter.
right. I'm just gonna be hey, and then you say I'm rude. Hey,
Right.
well, Chris rude. Well, no, because I want to call you this, I want to call you that, but then I
Hey,
don't want to offend you.
you remember when somebody took a picture of you and put you on the Apple Maps on
Yeah,
Instagram?
yeah. I seen that, John. Yeah, when we was in that's when we was in Iowa. Shout out to our guy, the horse man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dennis, man. Well, that's when I was riding
That
with
is true.
Dennis. I was riding with
Right,
Dennis.
right,
Yeah, in
right.
Iowa. We was up in Iowa. Yes, sir. We used to go to that was one of my little partners. We used to go. That's when we used it, and when Taco Bell had them cheesy them fries with the cheese sauce,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we used to fuck them junks off. Yo, it's like, yo, we need to pull up, man. Taco Bell's got them cheese fries for $1. We got to go.
Actually lost people close to them. So I just wanted, give them some love and
Yeah,
some respect and
yeah.
strength. You know what I mean? As I was putting the post up, because it was Christmas, I started to know. I was like, man, do you know how many people actually lost like one or two people to their life?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
really close, like they mom or they
Mm-hmm.
aunt,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I was like, wow. Well, I got a cousin, man. She lost her brother and her mom in like months, like months.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
you're sending love.
big time. But yeah, man, it's putting a bow on this year, man. Definitely once again another great year in 2021. And don't forget to check out the preview tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time with our guy Zach from the Blue Bloods podcast. We'll have a few clips probably posting on our social media and also maybe throw some on TikTok as well. Don't forget also follow me on TikTok, Couch Coach Live. We got show clips and just some antics. But for the most part, enjoy it. But yeah, man. So yeah, so this has been 2021. And we will catch you guys in 2022. And we are out.
You
Happy New
welcome.
Year. And stay safe. Stay
Right.
safe, everyone. And be smart. Don't be
What?
around here.
Sanitize your hands,
Wear your
wash your
mask.
hands,
Wear
and
your
wear your
mask.
mask. Because our
We
people are already starting to
right.
cancel stuff.
Exactly. And if you do kiss, don't be kissing them from the streets now. Be smart. Kiss somebody that you've been kissing all year. Just don't find some for the streets and
And
kiss her
please,
in the
could
mouth.
somebody give Russell Westbrook some Ritalin or something? Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but yeah. Stay safe. Try not to be kissing people in the mouth. I know it is kind of this time of year to do that. You know, don't be out here being a thought. Wear a mask. All right,
Just do.
right. just, just wear a mask. Be smart. This ain't 2019. We used to do stuff like that. But
He said, but I'm from the Avenue.
right. So yeah, you're right. Because back then, yeah, we look. You know what I'm saying? What's that Eric Cole and MB Moore? I forgot what
Oh,
it was. But
I
anyway,
can't
but I don't know either. But anyway, look, we enter in 2022. You can't be doing that stuff that we did in 2019. When you go there and just get a little jump. We can't. We couldn't wear. We didn't have to wear a mask then. You gotta wear a mask.
You gotta wear a mask now.
Right.
I was at the post office in the plant,
Yeah.
and they said, uh, basically, you ain't got your mask on. They gonna talk about kicking you out the building.
No way. Man, it's about 17.5 here in Virginia. It's gonna get worse. But yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah, shoot, stay away. I told y'all, boy, don't it ain't 2019. Don't be a thought.
How we gonna make our money though? We from the Avenue.
Yo,
I mean, you. I mean, I'm just saying though. You came. You knew
exactly.
you wanted some Lou William pepper wings,
Yeah,
and you
big
got the
facts.
nerve to order DoorDash.
Right,
You was supposed to come see me, Quiz.
right. Look, and you can't go to Bella Noche's. Where the hell can you go?
Right. We got a buffet. We got a buffet and everything. And Chris said, "I'm order DoorDash.
Oh
Forget
yeah.
that."
I'm chilling. This ain't 2019.
Right.
It's a
He
whole
said, "This ain't
virus
too
out
bad."
here. It's a whole virus out here.
There we
But
go,
yeah.
Lakers. I'm sorry. I've been waiting to do that the whole night.
But yeah. So as the title of the podcast to be Goodbye 2021. And we're gonna see you guys next week to say hello in 2022. So we out. Happy New Year. Wear a mask. Be safe. Don't be a thought. And we out.
Wow. You're welcome.